Welcome to Cox OC Connection. I'm Lacy Kelly and this is Civic Connection. Today we have the pleasure of visiting with the Honorable Al Murray, who is the Mayor of the City of Tustin. Welcome, Al.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you are one of the busiest elected officials that we know of. In addition to being the first Vice President on the Association of California Cities Orange County Board, you're also on the Orange County Transportation Authority Board and the Orange County Fire Authority Board. So obviously you have a commitment to public service. Can you share with the viewers what drew you to public service?
Well, I was fortunate enough to have a very nice career with the City of Irvine for almost 35 years in public safety. So it's kind of in the genes, I guess you would say, Lacy. I also grew up in a family where my dad always said it was important to give back to the community. So I really enjoy what I'm doing, and public policy is very important to me.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
The drought isn't just a water supply issue for us in this state, it's also a community threat in terms of fire danger. Can you share with us how the fire authority has been proactive in addressing the dry conditions of the season?
Certainly. About 2 months ago, we recognized that the drought was certainly going to be a significant issue here in Orange County as well as the state of California. It's the biggest drought since the 70s. And so we had a press conference in one of our wildland areas in northern Tustin, and we alerted the public and the media to the fact that there were certain measures that we wanted them to take to try and lessen the opportunities of fires in those areas. And also we talked to them about another situation called Ready, Set, Go. And Ready, Set, Go is sort of a preventative measure that the citizens can take in order to prepare themselves in the unfortunate circumstance that a fire should arise. So we did that, and then just last week we had a press conference with the media talking about the upcoming July 4th holiday and the importance of safety with fireworks and those kinds of things, even the safe and sane type. So I think we've taken some real proactive steps. For further information, the public can get on our website. It's www.ocfa.org, www.ocfa.org.
Okay, thank you for that. Important stuff as we continue on with this fire season. So the fire authority, something you may not expect, is they're also involved in water safety. Why would OCFA be educating residents on water safety in the community?
Well, unfortunately, when someone gets into a situation where we may have someone that stopped breathing after they've been in a pool, first person that's called, there's either the fire department or public safety. So in my past career, as I said earlier, I've had the unfortunate circumstances of going to many of those situations, and OCFA has taken a real preventative mindset to make sure that we educate the public about the ABCs, making sure that an adult is always present when a child is there at a pool, and even other adults. Also making sure that if you can set up barriers around a pool, particularly in a home, to make sure that it's not too much of an attraction for your children. And then secondly, classes in both CPR and classes in swimming. And
excellent.
Those are very important.
Okay, excellent. I did not know that you guys did that. That's great. Well, I hear there's going to be a new fire station in South County.
Yes,
Can you
is.
tell us a couple of things? Where's that going to be? And also maybe educate us a little bit on the facilities and the manpower, or person power, I should say, involved in staffing a fire station.
Well, certainly. We recently had a new fire station built in the city of Tustin, Station 37, and actually this new station is going to be somewhat of a replica of that because it really turned out nice. We've broken ground in Station 56 at the very south end of Ladera Ranch at the corner of Antonio Parkway and Ortega Highway. It's about 10,000 square feet. It's an environmentally friendly facility, and it should be completed in March of 2015. Again, as I said, it was a replica of our station that we have here in the fine city of Tustin, and it's going to be servicing a wide area in that area. It's going to be servicing the south end of Ladera Ranch around Coventry Hills and the new Rancho Mission Viejo development. So it's very appropriate for our new station to be placed in that location.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
great. Okay, switching gears a little bit to your transportation role.
Okay.
My understanding is that South County is going to be enjoying a $1 billion investment in the coming I'm not sure, years, months. Maybe you can shed some light on what will those monies be spent in terms of improving traffic flow down here?
Certainly. There's a couple of new projects that are in the works in South County. The first one is from Avenida Pico to San Juan Creek Road, and that's going to have an additional carpool lane and also going to be doing some widening in the ramps to help facilitate traffic a little bit more smoothly. Then we also have another project in El Toro and State Route 73, and that's also it's kind of in its infancy stages. It's an environmental study, as we call it, and we're looking at also adding possibly 2 lanes, an HOV lane and a free lane. So we're looking at trying to, again, that's sort of a bottleneck, and trying to open that up a little bit and facilitate traffic a little bit more easily in that area. A couple other things that OCTA is really involved in that have helped, and we have a few more on the drawing boards, is traffic synchronization, and that's to allow traffic to move as smoothly as possible in longer time periods, saving gas, cutting down on emissions, and we have a couple of projects on the pipeline for that. They're at Bake Parkway, Antonio Parkway, Avenida Vista Hermosa, and Avenida Pico. So those are, like I said, in the pipeline, and we're hoping that those will help facilitate traffic a little bit more. And then lastly, Lacy, is we are working on Metrolink projects on our rail corridor. We're starting to experience a lot more use on the rail corridor, and we are trying to facilitate that. So we've made some parking improvements. I think we've added 176 new parking spots at the Laguna Niguel Mission Viejo station, and we're in the process of trying to do some things to maximize the scheduling. So those are some of the things that OCTA is looking at, particularly in the South County area, to help us with our mobility challenges.
That's excellent. So have you guys started to see, as you're making those improvements, folks getting out of their cars and utilizing the public transportation more and the transit options more?
That's absolutely correct, and I think that the transit that we're seeing in terms of the rail is probably the most popular. We're seeing people utilize it going to Angel games, going to Ducks hockey games. And we have incentive programs to kind of stimulate some of that. We even had a first-time trip last year to the USC game, and since that's my school, I love that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. You are the first vice president of the Association of California Cities, Orange County, so coming into leadership next year to be its president. You've been involved in the organization for a while now and engaged with your peers on just good public policy in the county. Can you share with us a little bit about your role in that organization and why you decided to do that?
Well, I think that my role in the organization is one of working with my peers throughout the county and all of the wonderful membership we have. The reason I decided to do it, because I think that, again, us working together, we can get public policy crafted in a more timely fashion, and we can make sure that we're thinking about local interests. One of the things that we found have been challenging is, as we know, Sacramento's a little ways away, and sometimes the interest and the types of public policy they facilitate is not always in the best interest of Orange County. So I think ACCOC has done a phenomenal job at, facilitating good public policy at the local level that's best for those in Orange County.
Switching gears again, because you are involved in so much, but we're going to go back to your city for a little bit. You have really a regional event there, but it's a city event that is really huge and significant. Can you tell us about that event?
Certainly. I'm very, very proud of that. And this year was our 25th anniversary of the Chili Cook-Off Street Fair. And it is a phenomenal event. In fact, it is the largest single one-day chili event in the United States.
Wow.
And for that to come to a city of our size, 12 square miles, 78,000 people, it's pretty amazing, because on that one day we had over 40,000 people in our community in Old Town Tustin. And it was just great. It's a collaboration of lots of nonprofits, lots of different companies come together, and everybody is there to make chili and have a great time. We have great music. It was just a phenomenal day. The weather was perfect, and we make probably anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 on that event, and we then give that to charities. And the two charities this year that we're donating the money to are a dental organization that does dental care free for kids in our community, and that's through Dr. Chuck Tozer. And then the other organization was the Tustin Police Foundation, and they do a lot of charities and a lot of things to help our police department, maximize their resources.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Mentioned the police force. One of the things I notice about that event is you really don't have issues with 40,000 people coming into such a small space. So you were to be commended for really managing the event well.
Well, thank you. And I think the other thing that's worth noting is the fact that we couldn't do that without the citizen volunteers that we have in our community. We have a great volunteer effort in our community, and we do a lot of pre-planning. We've already started the planning for the next one next year. And that really helps us have a great event where we seem to be able to manage it without any real problems.
Yeah, okay. Something new I heard about that maybe you're willing to share is that you guys are going to open a new community center.
That's correct.
Okay, can you tell us about that?
Sure. We kind of kicked that off with the state of the city, and the Irvine Company has generously partnered with us, and we have a new community center that's one of the old vacated theaters that we had in our community. And it's at the Tustin Marketplace, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's going to allow for our citizens to have other opportunities and our business community to come in and hold events, do training there. It's got two large auditoriums, one that has a capacity of about 200, another one that has a capacity of about 100, and also various conference rooms, and very nicely decorated with lots of old historic Tustin photos and pictures on the walls, and we're really looking forward to it as a real nice community addition to the city of Tustin.
Excellent. Well, we have just a little over a minute left. What's going to happen with your hangar, your blimp hangar?
That's the big question. Well, we are in the process right now of doing some construction analysis on it, and we've hired a company to kind of take a look at that and see what it would take for us to make sure that it's absolutely structurally safe. And then we'll look at other opportunities and see what kinds of things we might be able to utilize that for. We've had lots of interest in it, so we certainly want to preserve it if we can find the financial means to do that. But it's one of the oldest wooden structures of its type in the world. There's also another one that belongs to the county, and so that's up to them as to what they do with theirs. But we're hoping to preserve ours if we can, again, make sure it's structurally sound and find a financial means of being able to preserve it.
Absolutely. Well, they're very impressive structures, so we hope that we'll find a way to do that. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. I know you have someplace else to be, and you're a very busy man, so we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me today.
You bet. Thanks for watching Cox OC Connection. We'll see you next time.